Oh, hi. I'm Rebecca Northan, and I'm the director of Pride and Prejudice at the Grand this season. Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen's second novel, published in 1813, which is an insanely long time ago, but remains popular to this day. We've seen TV adaptations, miniseries, movies. When we're talking about any classic, I think the question about how is it relevant today is and should be at the forefront of anybody's mind. It is a story about two people learning to put aside pride and prejudice so that they can finally see each other for who they are. You know, that's still relevant because human beings, as much as we'd like to think that we've changed and matured in the last 200 years, we have not changed. Pride and Prejudice in one sentence. Funny, sexy, smart. That's just a list of adjectives. I can't make a sentence. It's just something you're not gonna wanna miss. You should see Pride and Prejudice if you're a Jane Austen fan, because there are a lot of fantastic inside jokes in the script that if you have a knowledge of Jane Austen and or any of her work, Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, there's stuff just for you. You should also come and see Pride and Prejudice if you were forced to read it by a teacher in high school or university and you hated it. Kate Hamill's adaptation and our production is going to rehabilitate you. It's really exciting for me as an artist to be returning to the Grand. I've had this wonderful, long, varied relationship with the Grand. So to return to the Grand as a director is a really, really big deal because it is one of the most beautiful theaters in the country. And to me, that gorgeous frame is perfect for Pride and Prejudice. This is Pride and Prejudice in a time for romance at the Grand Theatre.